Welcome, everyone, to the NBA on 2K Sports. Alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. And on the sidelines, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. Here's Şengün. The shot comes out. Incredible for his age. The decision-making of Şengün GA is very impressive.
So calm when he sees a double coming. He reads and reacts with ease when he's on the block or at the nail. Reminds you of a young Jokic with how he sees the game.
The assist.
He's got rocket ship-like takeoff. Thompson can flat out fly.
Down low, Siakam. And finished off by Siakam.
I'll tell you, that vertical ability he has puts him in a select company in NBA power forwards. May not have great size, but boy, he plays bigger than it.
Now, here's Halliburton. And it's Turner finishing it off.
Well, that's called positioning, and Turner has the verticality to make it easy.
Şengün with the bucket.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
And Turner throws it down.
Well, known for being a terrific passer, he shows you right there. Case in point.
Kicks it out to Van Vliet. Here's Şengün. And it's sent back by Turner.
Miles Turner with that length sends it back twice on the pipes. Miles.
The Pacers off to a quick start here. 4-point game. Back to Halliburton. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Yeah, give Halliburton credit for staying with the play. You've got to be able to fend off that defense and still finish.
Screen by Şengün. And it's sent back by Turner. And they're able to recover. Oh, he really broke up that transition opportunity. Looks like it'll be a transition take foul. In a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Pacers.
I like how they've worked the ball inside, getting looks closer in there, and that really helps your offense.
And Greg, we know the Pacers have to improve defensively, but where do they start?
Candidly, Kevin, I feel like they're too soft. Giving up offensive rebounds, cheap fouls, they've got to be tougher mentally and physically, especially on the interior.
Now here's Green. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg? I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Here's Van Vliet. Pass to Thompson. From the left block, he sends it through.
It helps that Thompson can score with either hand close to the bucket. Defenders can force him to one side or the other.
Stolen by Brooks. Houston moving it around. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
GA, if you look back at the Rockets' history, so many all-time greats have spent time there.
Yeah, it's an impressive list, right? Olajuwon, Moses Malone, Calvin Murphy, and Harden. Houston's well represented in the Hall of Fame.
And Turner throws it down.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA. The lead is what it is right now.
I'll tell you, you can't get stops if you're unwilling to put in the work.
To the paint, Turner.
And you can see he just has a great overall feel for this game. Excellent job tonight.
And that's been his role pretty much from the opening tip. Get the ball to guys where they can score it.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Inside. And it's Turner finishing it off.
Of the two offenses here tonight, you can tell theirs is just a bit more in sync.
And I think because of that, they've gotten the better looks to start this basketball game.
Screen by Şengün. Thompson misses. Pacers leading by 8. To the inside. Turner. And it's Turner finishing it off.
Building up a big early lead, they have taken charge of this game.
And they've been doing it largely at the offensive end. If the defense does not adjust, this could be a blowout.
Now, here's Toppin. And there's the foul. It's on Jalen Green. That's his first foul.
Second team foul.
23 seconds left from the first quarter of the game. And there's the defensive 3-second call. This is his second attempt at the line tonight.
Yeah, and he wasn't someone you wanted to foul if you were defending him last season. 85% is what he made from the line.
And so he hits the technical free throw.
What we know about Tyrese Halliburton, this guy always ready to push the pace. He's got a ton of energy. He's willing to outrun and outwork other guys.
Jalen Green.
Quick job of getting up the floor and creating early offense.
You don't give the defense any chance to set up. Sometimes you just love an easy look.
Out to Turner. 1 second left. That's good. And it's Halliburton with the assist. Turner's got 14. And so it's Miles Turner making things happen for the Indiana Pacers. He totaled 14 points in the quarter. He's given them all the...
11.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And guys, we've seen a confident-looking Pacers team out there.
I love their effort, contesting shots, trying to intimidate here early on.
Well, as a shooter, when the ball is sent back in your direction enough times, it can certainly have an impact on your mind.
Here's Toppin. Sinks the triple. Toppin's got the opening field goal of the second quarter for the Pacers. We know the 90s were a different era, Greg. Either win the game or win the fight. Remember that? Do you miss that physicality?
Well, I will say, Kevin, it made for some great stories, but I don't think we're missing much without all the extracurriculars. And I think we have a beautiful game now. Defensively, you have to live with Thompson making those, because if you get up too close at the arc, Almond will blow right by you.
And here's Halliburton. Here's Turner. And Turner throws it down.
Well, the big man just plays within his strengths. Miles Turner doing work right now on the offensive end.
Here's Thompson. And it's Thompson with the jam.
Making the most of the screen, that's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot, Greg. Frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Where was the defense? No fighting through the pick, no rotation. My goodness.
And it's Halliburton missing. Rockets trail by 11. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Assist goes to
Kevin, the Pacers obviously pushed the fast break. Tyrese Halliburton says the emphasis is getting outlets and running, playing fast. That's a good identity to have. It's a team that people want to play for, and it's a style you don't want to play against. You've got to be ready to play us. Kevin, the idea is for them to wear you down.
They fly, David. Baseline to baseline. They can really go. Both free throws good from Turner. You know, Doris, there's a notion that big men can take a little longer to develop. What have you seen from Miles Turner?
That he's turned himself into a complete basketball player, Kevin, and think there were years because he was playing alongside another big that he was out of position. But he can shoot the basketball with range, he's got strength, and he's a tremendous shot blocker.
And Rick Carlisle decides to call timeout. Wants to regroup and go over the strategy.
Make some noise.
Halliburton outside to the middle, and it's slammed in by Turner.
Boy, the passing of Tyrese Halliburton, you've got to love to play with this guy.
The screen from Thompson, and stolen by Siakam. And here we go, Halliburton heading to the hoop.
Well, this is the kind of shot we've come to expect him to make. He's got to be upset with that one.
Here's Şengün. And Şengün throws it down.
Well, Freddie Van Vliet runs an offense the way it's supposed to be run. Pretty pass there.
Now, here is Halliburton. Down low. And Nembhard has it in the corner. A three-pointer is right on target. Nembhard got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
So good to see Miles Turner sharing the basketball. Make an effort to get your teammates involved.
And the turnover again by Houston. And the Pacers, Doris, last season trading for Pascal Siakam to complement this hungry team.
And Kevin, it's important in a couple of ways. First of all, he's a two-time All-Star who's got a championship pedigree. The other part of this is Indiana is an equal opportunity offense, so they want to share the basketball. But Pascal brings individual playmaking and shot making, and sometimes that's a must-have in this league.
And with his movement skills, Thompson routinely catches defenders out of position.
Thompson, 2 shots.
And so Thompson nails both of them. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. On the wing, Turner. Pass to Nembhard. There's the triple. Şengün with the rebound. Pull-up jumper. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Indiana leading by 10. Halliburton outside. That ball. Nice speed that time from Turner. Halliburton's got 7.
Great shooters trust their shooting motion. Tyrese Halliburton with the jumper.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
Rockets have gone 3 of 4 at the free throw line tonight. And so Thompson nails both of them. And so it's Halliburton who brings up the ball for Indiana. They've led by as many as 14 points. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. 3 trips to the line so far for him in this one.
1 shot.
And the technical free throw is good. And Tyrese Halliburton, one of the best offensive players in the league, Doris. He is so fun to watch.
Kev, this young man is special, and not only because of the flair and the skill as a passer, the shot-making ability. To me, it's the joy he brings to the game and how that joy lifts his teammates around him.
Rockets trail by 15 to the inside. And Şengün throws it down.
Now just show off that basketball IQ, Mr. Fred VanVleet. Pretty pass, sir.
Now Halliburton. He's got 8. Inside. Out to Turner. Shot clock at 6. And that one drops for him. Turner's got 11 here in this quarter alone.
When Turner's scoring buckets inside, he is really testing the defense. This guy has a whole lot of game.
Here's VanVleet. Misses from short range. And so it's Indiana. Their lead at 15 going into the break. They've got their field goal percentage to thank for that. They've been hot from all over the floor tonight. And we'll be back with you shortly. And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. And Rick Carlisle decides to call timeout. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations.
Attention fans, now on the court is... Let's thank them, everyone.
Indiana leading by 15. Back to Halliburton. And Halliburton slams it in. That gives him a double-double in this one. 10 points and 11 assists.
But we're talking about a guard who's got some bounce. Tyrese Halliburton with the hops.
And Green gets it to go. Green's got 6.
This guy reads situations so well, and he knows how to execute.
Here's Halliburton. He's got 10. Pass to Siakam. And it's a defensive 3-second violation. Pacers yet missed a free throw. 5 for 5. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical.
Boy, you talk about a guy who is a great rim runner. You're talking about Thomas Bryant. He's also able to make that face-up jump shot. Thomas Bryant just needs to stay healthy.
Stolen by VanVleet. Here's Thompson. And it's Thompson with the jam.
And they need those kind of plays right now. Smart defense that generates some more.
And Thompson sends it back to the paint. And Thompson throws it down.
And this one has been all about Amen Thompson, a freakish athlete. When he gets rolling, there's just not much a defender can do.
And Rick Carlisle decides to call timeout. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. The Pacers making a change here. Indiana leading by 12. Halliburton feeling it out a bit. Toppin, no one around him. No good with the triple. Inside. And they're running. They grab their own miss. Here's Thompson. The second effort. They shoot again. Misses at the rim. Toppin with it. He has 5. Stolen by Brooks. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, thanks. Jalen Green has shown he's capable of carrying a team offensively. He said, "It feels good knowing that my teammates believe in me to do that. I had to learn a lot of things to grow, but that's what I work for. I want to be one of those guys that you give the ball to in crunch time." Kevin, I always want to give the mic to you in crunch time. Back to you.
You are an unselfish playmaker. I appreciate that. By the way, Green can be electric and so fun to watch. Hey, DA, thanks. And timeout is called by Ime Udoka. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline.
On the court is yours.
And timeout is called by Ime Udoka. looking for a breather and maybe just one or two things to talk about. And we've got a timeout called from Ime Udoka. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly.
Clap your hands for the Pacers Breaker Pittsburgh.
Screen by Şengün. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's going to be on Miles Turner.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
This is his first free throw of the game.
Well, probably a little draft in the arena tonight. He's the last guy you expect to miss the mark by that much.
Absolutely. Indiana leading by 11. Down low. And Toppin throws it down.
Well, the vertical of Obi Toppin on display rises up with ease.
Well, certainly with one of the more unique shots in the NBA, Halliburton gets it done.
You know, Kevin, credit to Halliburton and the organizations he's played for, because a lot of them would have changed or tried to rebuild their shot. Halliburton and his organizations knew the shot worked, and he stuck with it, and now he's one of the best shooters at his position.
Shots good by Siakam.
Well, you love the size and the length of Siakam, so he's comfortable in the painted area, does nice work there.
Green drives in. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. Green's got 8 points.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Yeah, that's Halliburton's handle, getting by defenders to the spot and then finish with authority.
Pass to Thompson. Over Siakam. Here's Green. Trying to find Şengün. He gets it to him. And here is Brooks. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Thompson. It's deflected.
Boy, impressive defense from Toppin. Twice on the pipe, send it back.
Pacers leading by 13. To the middle. Here's Turner. And then jammed down as he goes right over Jalen Green.
Okay, Miles Turner showing off a little bit of athletic ability. No doubt on that one.
They get a hand on it. Pass to Nembhard. Outside Turner. To the inside. Here's Halliburton. That ball. Nice speed that time from Turner. 14 points for Tyrese Halliburton. And let's get your guys' take now on the hustle stats for the Pacers.
I like their defense tonight, and we don't talk about that side of the ball enough. You can really change a game when you get a bunch of steals and get out in transition.
And so it's Halliburton who brings up the ball for Indiana. 17-point lead, their biggest.
What I like here, even with the big lead, they continue to execute their offense.
And that, to me, is a sign of excellent coaching. There's an attention to detail. There is valuing of every possession.
Here's Şengün. Lays it up off the glass. Şengün's got 9.
And that's not nearly the kind of defense that's going to prevent a player of his ability from scoring.
And finished off by Halliburton.
And it's just one of those nights for Tyrese Halliburton. He's kept his foot on the accelerator, and he's putting it to the defense.
Here's Şengün. And so it's Indiana feeling good about their 17-point lead heading into the break. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. Right back after this break. And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Rockets trail by 17. And here is Green. Pass to Van Vliet. Thompson outside. Now Şengün. Just 4 to shoot. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Şengün's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Rockets. Halliburton outside. Over Green. Thompson with the rebound.
I'm sure he's kicking himself. He hates to blow that kind of opportunity.
Van Vliet outside. Trying to find Şengün. He gets it to him. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation.
And you could see what he wanted to do there, but that was a tough giveaway.
And I think the intention doesn't always equal the result. Wrong play, wrong time.
Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. And Nembhard has it in the corner. Misses the 3. Rockets trail by 15. Thompson outside. Brooks with no one around. Off target from outside. And they are really racking up the assists in this one.
And their team chemistry is evident. These guys enjoy playing with one another.
Thompson, high post. Into the lane. Good work defensively by Turner.
Boy, if you're going up against this guy in this close a range, you've got to defend with everything you've got. A tremendous job defensively.
Here's Halliburton. That's good again. His 7th basket. 7 for 10 from the floor.
Well, you have to understand how to score when you're in the paint and you are 6'5". Tyrese Halliburton, he knows the way.
And stolen by Siakam. And there's the foul. It's on Jalen Green. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
First team foul.
And so here is Indiana. A great fourth quarter. He's giving up 2 points. And it's slammed in by Turner.
He's carried this team to this lead on his back, handling almost all the scoring duties.
To the middle. Here's Thompson. And Thompson throws it down.
Well, he is so efficient, so productive. But for them to have real success, he needs help.
Here's Halliburton. That shot off. Great defense that time from Şengün. To the paint. Houston moving it around. Here's Nembhard. That falls. Nice feed that time from Halliburton. And the Pacers lead by 21.
There is something special about a crisp, on-time, on-target passer. Mr. Halliburton, how you doing?
Here's Şengün. The rebound by Turner. Here's Indiana. Knocked away. Stolen by Van Vliet. Here's Thompson. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
The assist.
And it's now 26 points from Amen Thompson.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
The finish and transition, nice and easy.
A one-man show offensively, and that's almost always good news for his team. And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Indiana.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Miles Turner.
Boy, you couldn't help but notice how well this guy protected the rim. There was an intimidation factor thanks to his defense. No easy shots in his neighborhood tonight.
And that one is good. Here's Halliburton. And Siakam has it in the corner. Back to Halliburton. Down low. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
Defensive foul.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
Yeah, playing with great energy and great effort. And as a coach, you'd love to see this from your team every single night.
There's 38 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Here's Şengün. They kick it out to Green. Just 5 on the clock. Screen by Şengün. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up.
Forcing the action down low. Green earning a trip to the strike.
And the first one drops.
2 shots.
Both free throws good from Green. There's 25 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And they can just let the clock run out here.
Cannot argue with the W.
Count that bucket.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
What an impressive performance, to say the least. At this point, it looks insurmountable.
Pass to Siakam. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
And you can see where they're coming from by fouling to stop the clock, but really they're just kidding themselves.
At the line.
First one falls for him.
Pascal Siakam.
That one is no good. And a deep 3 from Van Vliet. So no problem for Indiana as they get the win. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight. One that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go.